Be prepared for highly offensive language throughout and adult and sexual themes. And Amelia is out, but this one is still in there, and what a weekend he has had. That vegan diet looks like it's going quite well. But I'm not going to lie, just saw him eye up some chicken legs. It's time for Big Brother's bit on the side. But there are still so many unanswered questions. What was Longcross really up to? Is Home Secretary Julia Montague actually dead? And will Sergeant David Budd return for a sec... Yes. Oh, we're not talking about bodyguards. Sorry, we're not. But the Big Brother house was just as action-packed as that bodyguard finale. Thomas was gifted an oxygen machine to help with the snoring. Bless him! Bless him! Meaning the house finally got a good night's sleep. Things kicked off when they threw away Lewis G's mints, but it did make him embrace Kay's vegan lifestyle.
Vegan.
Vegan. In tonight's show, I mean, it's terrible. In tonight's show, we saw the housemates do away with the niceties and get down to what they do best, bitching and backstabbing, or as it's more commonly known, nominating! Oh, yes! And adding that viewer's secret nomination to the mix, the housemates currently facing eviction this week are Isaac, Lewis F, and Lewis G. However, once the game changer comes into play this week, one of them could be saved from the public vote. We're going to be getting stuck into all of that a little bit later on in the show, and it is good this week, believe me. Coming up, she was banished from the house on Friday, but tonight she is back on bots. Get your chakras out, because Amelia's back! There she is. Every time I see her, I'm like, oh, my God, Jessie J. She has got plenty more to share with us, believe me. I just hope her alter ego, Talia, is going to be joining us. And with the housemates about... I don't know what that was. No. With the housemates about to compete for the ultimate power, we've invited one of our very own power players along tonight to explain what effect it's going to have on the house. The one and only Dame Judy James is in the building. Can we love singing lover? Judy. But now it is time to meet my magnificent Monday night panel. First up, she's a canny, decent, proper Radgie who's pure mortal. We'd never pie her off, get your clout out. It's time to tash on. She's a Geordie, that's for sure. Why, it's Sophie Cassard! Next up, we have got royalty in the studio. He is the reigning celebrity Big Brother chat. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's his brother. Sorry. No, sorry. Sorry about that, Adam. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's the other brother. Give it up for Scott Thomas! Too many Thomases. And finally, a journo who always gives me the best headlines. She loves a big scoop and showed off her best rapping skills in that house in January. Big up, Rachel Johnson! Yes. Oh, well, there you go. We've got it. It's Isaac, Lewis F and Lewis G currently facing the chop on Friday, but one could be saved when the game changer comes into play. As I said, more on that a bit later on. But first, Scott, let me come. Lovely to have Scott back in it, everyone. Scott, were you surprised that it's them three that are up?
Not really. I mean, that Lewis G's been rubbing everyone the wrong way, isn't he?
I think Lewis G was pretty much a bit of a given in
He's
there,
like a teenager, isn't he? Like a spoiled teenager just getting about.
He ain't like my teenager, I'll tell you that, lads.
And I'm going about, is Lewis F, is that right, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going about him because I really like him, man, especially like when he described Thomas as a Lamborghini in one of the first episodes. Like, I just buzzed off him, but
I was quite shocked at Lewis F. I mean, I understand their reasoning, saying he does distance himself a lot, goes off on his own, but I was shocked about Lewis F.
Yeah, he's like isolated himself, I don't know, from everyone else, but I think he's cool, man. I think he's like a Russell Brand character to me. I like him.
Yeah, I think he's coming across good. Rachel, I know you was watching The Bodyguard finale last night, so you probably missed out on a bit of Big Brother
honestly,
action.
The Big Brother was more exciting. The final scene in The Bodyguard was the back end of...
Don't say it! Don't say it!
But when it came out last night...
Spoilers,
Don't be
babes!
silly. Back end of a Qashqai, Nissan Qashqai.
I don't know what she's going on about.
And that
Got
is
no
not a
idea other
euphemism.
cars are available. What are you making of our potential with XEs this week?
Well, I think both the Lewises earned their place.
You do?
Yes, I do.
But obviously it was the viewers that gave Isaac that.
I know. I was a bit agnostic about Isaac.
Was she?
Yes. I mean, having seen... Are we allowed to talk about tonight's episode?
Yeah, of course we are. We've just seen it. She'll spoil The Bodyguard for everyone. But we can't just talk about it. It's not a secret, right?
When I was in the Big Brother house earlier in the year, my observation was that all the women fought with all the women, and all the women at one point cried, apart from Anne Widdecombe. But not a single man fought with a single man.
No.
In this series,
It's the total opposite.
everyone's fighting.
I know, everyone's going at each other.
Fighting.
I mean, are we secretly enjoying that? Oh, she's got a glittery jacket on, she's moving her shoulders.
It's completely controversial this year. Absolutely love it. Keep Lewis G in.
Why is no one confronting Lewis G like last night when they were all asleep and then he was being really annoying? Why were they not like F off, like pack it in, like, you know?
Sorry, can you just check your leg up? Look at these boots. Talk about better the devil you know, indeed. Well, we're going to be talking about noms in more detail a bit later on in the show, but let's talk about the rest of tonight's show. And as we are pretty much talking about, it's all about Lewis G at the moment. He annoyed everyone during nominations, but it really all started when he had his mints thrown away at the weekend, which we are going to refer to as Mintsgate. It's Mintsgate, everyone. That's right. Sophie, I need to come to you. How would you feel if someone threw your mints away?
I'd be absolutely fuming. I'm a northern bird, so we're all about mince and dumplings, shepherd's pie. If someone got rid of my mints, I tell you what I'll do. I'll turn them into mince.
Well, we do need to say, obviously, that was Big Brother's call because you can cross-contaminate when it comes
But you
to...
can eat it raw, can't you? Can't you eat raw
You
mince?
can, but, I mean...
you can.
Anyway, we'll save that for another show.
You can.
One thing he did do, though, he did upset most of the house during noms, including his good friend, or should I say, acquaintance, Isaac. Scott, Isaac reacted really badly to Lewis G, and I know it's different because we're not in there, but he's really, really close to Lewis G in that house. Did you expect him to be a bit more lenient on him?
I just think he's shocked at, like, literally, that Lewis G literally is like a kid, isn't he? So there's no maturity there. So even like, I don't know, the conflicts and everything, I don't know, I just think that basically he's expecting a level of maturity and he's just not getting it at all from him.
He's just not getting that respect,
Yeah, exactly,
maybe?
respect, yeah.
Sophie had a bit of a row with Lewis F as well. Lewis F said that he was fake and not being himself. Do you think he is being fake?
Yeah, I agree with Lewis F. I think, like, when I was watching it, I just think, like, the way he's going on is too much. You just need to pipe down. Like, I don't feel like he's being himself. And obviously, I think he's very aware of the cameras. I think he's very aware of it, and he is a game player. And I just think he needs to just chill out.
See, I find it really interesting because I remember when he walked in on launch night, all of you guys were like, Then a week later, everyone was like, yeah, we love him. After tonight's episode, what are we making of Lewis G? You're not a fan?
Well, I think Lewis G is playing the bear game. And if you've got Anna Amelia out and then we get Lewis G out, we're going to end up with a show that's not going to be that controversial. So I think keep him in.
Go on, Tom.
I don't think that, like...
Look at them lashes for days. Go on, girl.
I can't see anything. I've got, like, so much like, stuff in my eyes.
She can't see her hand in front of her, but she's having a lovely night.
I just feel like Lewis G, like, just because you act like a massive dick doesn't mean that you have one.
Oh.
And, like, it's just like, he's so conceited and so rude to everyone he speaks to. Like, even his best mate has turned at him. And if you are always looking at someone through rose-tinted glasses, and all the red flags, they just kind of look like flags.
Do you think?
Yeah, like,
think
all
it's
of
just
his
all
mates
a bit
have now seen, oh, actually...
what he's all about?
Actually, what's the point of me putting up with him? Because he's a prick.
Oh, Barbara's piping up. Go on, Barb.
He's acting.
Acting?
Yeah, all that, oh my God. How long did that go in for? And he could see in the mirrors, couldn't he?
Hey, look, we only need one more. We've got the Golden Girls on in front of you. going to do without this lot? I've got no idea. I really ain't. Nominations, though, had a big effect on Kay in the house. The self-confessed little fairy had all her inner peace spoiled when she was called out for laughing by Cameron, and he implied that she was being a bit like Louis G's bitch, his words, not mine. But since then, she had something of a meltdown and said that she wanted to leave the Big Brother house. Now, Scott, if she's like this after the first round of nominations, how is she potentially going to deal with another 6 weeks?
I mean, she described herself tonight as a fairy, didn't she?
Yeah, look, fairy.
She's got a very high opinion of herself.
I mean, I've been called that in the past.
Yeah.
And the present, and probably the future.
Yeah, she's, I don't know, I think she's in the wrong house, to be honest. Like, literally, she's a toughen up.
She does.
But she's got a very high opinion of herself, and I feel like she thinks she's playing the audience, but the audience are seeing right through her straight away, do you know what I mean?
Right, she said, in her own words, she's too good and too nice to be doing the whole Big Brother experience. It's not what she expected. Oh, well, you're correct, Rachel. I'm not going to be set. Do you think she is?
My observation on that is she doesn't realise a British audience is watching her and sees right through that. No British woman, no British person in this country has ever said, I'm too good for this world.
Yeah, true.
What?
I don't think it's about being British, but Soph, like we have seen she is very spiritual, she's very in line with herself.
She
says she is, granted,
Yeah.
she says she is. But she self-admittedly said, you know, I put myself in, no one else forced me to do this show, I wanted to be on this show.
Yeah.
But I just feel that it weren't going to be how I expected it to be. If she's starting to crack up already, would she last the distance?
I just don't get it, because how many years has Big Brother been on?
18!
We've seen
and
so
long
many
may it continue.
I don't get it. We've seen so many series of Big Brother. Come on, everyone knows what it's about. Like, you need a backbone in that house.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be some tough times, there's going to be some great times, and I just think she's attention-seeking.
You think she's
More bloody
attention-seeking?
backbone, babes.
Well, listen, with this panel and this audience, I think we're in for a good Monday night. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm loving this lot. That is it for now, but coming up, we're going to be finding out who Kay has been bitching about. Ooh. Plus, she is back. Find out what Amelia's been up to since you lot said it was game over for her on Friday night. I'll see you straight after the break. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Just like Louis G, we can feel the tension, and we like it. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be if you're up against me? Hey, hey! Rachel Johnson's on the show. Who's gonna go? She doesn't know. Hey! Sing with me, yeah? Here we go. What's it gonna be? Yeah. What's it gonna be if you're up against me? No. You ruined it. You ruined it. Always ruin it. Always ruin it. Cramping my style. Well, anyway, on Friday night, you decided to put an end to the Anna Amelia show and send our Brazilian bombshell packing. But before she hits back, let's take a look at what went down on Friday. I love you, really. It's time for Anna Amelia's eviction aftermath!
It's time to talk to the house. Jesus Christ. Big Brother house, this is Emma. I can now reveal the first housemate to be evicted is Anna Amelia.
What can I say? The worst housemate is gone.
I'm very happy that Anna Amelia's left tonight. She's too false with her opinions.
I'm just like so happy to be out of the house. You know, it's hard for women to be friends with me because I'm pretty or like I'm strong and all of these things, and that's something that I've gotten my whole life.
Do you know Rylan?
Yes.
Okay, so what's
He's
gonna happen?
awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna be so honest now with all of these people in this house. The way you were all talking about me behind my back. Hi, office. Who has heard me take a shit? I'm so sorry.
No one in here.
Any girls in here that has a lip gloss, please?
Amber.
I can deal with this. I just need paper.
Thank you guys for your help so much.
Love her or hate her, it's Anna-Melia! Anna-Melia, what went wrong?
Everything?
Last night, we were very much treated to that old little lap/bed dance.
I haven't seen it!
Oh, darling, we see it all!
Oh, my God!
We see it all going on here.
Wow! That's my ass!
We know!
Oh my God, my phone went bananas putting it on. It's been overwhelming, like how much love I've been receiving. It's a lot of Twitter. It's a lot of Twitter, which I'm really excited about because obviously on Twitter, I can speak my mind and I can express myself. So I will definitely be doing that. I have seen everyone's true colors or like who they really are. I realized that everyone in there had been fake to my face. And then when I wasn't in the room, they had been talking about me, which I found like, wow, I didn't know that because to me, you guys were all like, da-da-da. I wish I would have packed this a lot neater. But I don't have the time right now to be neat because I'm in a rush. Ryland, I'm really excited to see you Monday. I think you're great, so I'm just ready to have a good time and show people another side to myself. So see you Monday.
Well, we were looking forward to seeing her too. Ladies and gentlemen, give up Anna-Melia! Darling, welcome back, welcome back. How does that feel watching that back? I mean, this weekend must have been an absolute blur for you.
You know, it's been quite emotional, but as I said in the video, the love I've been receiving, it was way beyond what I expected, so...
I think a lot of people were upset that you've gone out so early, to be honest.
Yeah. I think I know that I've said this over and over again, but I can get misunderstood because when I get like frustrated or I really need to get my point across, my adrenaline goes up and then my voice goes up as well, and that's something I'm working on. But that
and then your bum goes into the air on the bed. We saw that. I said to you on Friday night as we come off air, I went, make sure you catch up on the show, have a little think and look at what people have been saying.
Yeah.
Has your opinions changed on any of the housemates?
Massively.
Go on.
Massively. To Mars, I did not expect him to turn on me as soon as I left.
Really?
I saw him talking about me in a negative way the same night, the eviction night, and I was quite surprised because I even gave him my last coin.
Yeah.
I really was rooting for him, so that actually hurt.
Maybe that oxygen mask is doing all kind of crazy in there. Do you know what I mean? All kind of crazy. We saw that alter ego of yours, Dahlia.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, is part of her here tonight with us?
She's always with me.
I mean, because I do have a little bit of music just standing by. If, you know, we could really see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is oh, it's here. She's here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Talia. That's enough of that. I'm getting aroused. We're going to be chatting more a bit later on. Give it up for Anna-Melia, everyone. But now it is time for tomorrow's headlines in today's Bots News. OK, hush, please, hush. A bit of hush. Our top stories tonight. Kay offloads to Brooke about Cameron. The housemates talk about some bits on the side. What? And it's leg day in the pool for Kian and Zoe. First up at 2:46 this afternoon, Kay is venting about Cameron Run BT.
I don't know why it's winding me up.
What's winding you up?
Like, I'm listening to Cameron talk and it's like, I don't know.
Is he winding you up?
Yeah, like it's...
Really?
I know.
What's winding you up?
I don't know, it's just like the way he's speaking, like he's really... He's quite bitchy. And I'm really noticing this now.
Maybe it's his age?
I think so. Like, I'm seeing a really different side, and it's like...
It's a bit school-like?
It is. It's like, well, that's just bullshit. Well, that's just wrong. That's fucked up. Like, it's just coming across as, like, I don't know, really juvenile.
Yeah, I can smell the drama brewing from here. And at 3:08 this afternoon, the housemates broke the fourth wall. Run VT.
Sometimes I watch a bit on the side, depends what happens on the show.
I've never ever seen it.
It's hilarious.
I wish I'd seen it. I love Rylan.
much prefers bit on the side than Big Brother. She loves bit on the side.
Oh, I love me bit on the side.
I do. Sometimes I watch it and I love it.
What's it about? What do they do?
It's just the fallout from it. They're celebrity guests.
They
Rylan
talk about the housemates. Oh, they got them time. And there's like a celebrity panel.
I wonder what they're saying about us.
Well, I'm not one to blow my own horn, but it's worth a watch. Watch it when you get out, love. Actually, you won't be able to. And finally, at 3:20 this afternoon, Zoe and Kian got hands-on during a session of aqua aerobics. Run VT.
Good down, Zoe.
You're so good at going through my legs.
Listen, Zoe, I don't want to upset you, but you're barking up the wrong leg there, dear. And to give us the inside scoop on today's news, she's back by popular demand. It's our Geordie reporter, Sophie Casai. Sophie, what have you got for me today?
Well,
enough of that cleavage. That's enough. Thank you, and that was today's Box News. Coming up after the break, I'm going to be jumping on the bit on the psych sofa with the one and only Dame Judy James, who we love. Oh, she's going to be giving me the lowdown on who's got all the power in the house. I'll see you straight after this break. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. I'm just having a little bit of me time. Guys, repeat after me. All I know is love and all I see is love. It's beautiful. I've got such inner peace. I'm so allowing. I'm so allowing. All I know is love and all I see is love. That's great. Whilst we just relax here, here's a little exclusive.
I don't tell this to anybody, but it's Cameron. But I'm going to tell you because I trust you. And Amelia had 126 coins, and I was like, oh, that's rough. Before she left, she donated them to you.
She donated them to you?
Yeah. And I'm fourth now, just behind Isaac and Zoe. I know. I've got 720 now.
Oh, so he's told Kennelly, he's not told anyone else. And Amelia, are you surprised that he said it? Because he walked out that diary room and he lied about his Bitcoin total when he walked out.
I must say, since I've left the house, I've seen a completely different side to him anyway. So I'm not really surprised at this point.
You're not? Scott, are you surprised that he's finally told someone that Amelia gifted him her Bitcoins?
I don't really know, to be honest. I feel like... I just think Thomas is just an absolute buzz. Even just the way he says everything, like... I don't know, I just really like him.
Do you know, has anyone's opinions... Amelia's just said her opinion's changed on Thomas. Has anyone else's? No. Anyone? Oh, got you, yeah.
Her opinions changed because, as she said, when he gave her the coins and everything, and the night when she left, he was speaking bad about her. Do you know what I mean? And then now you turn it around and you want to say, well, right, I've got coins, and you know...
And Amelia, what was it that he said that wound you up?
Well, basically, I think it was... I can't remember who was talking to him, but they were saying, oh, now that she's out, then we'll get some more time or whatever. And he goes... Yeah, and he goes, well, okay, shit, so now I have to re-strategize, da-da-da. He said to me...
You just feel that you saw something in him that was a bit like, oh, that's not the Thomas I knew.
And there's something that the public doesn't know. I don't think they've shown it, but he actually said to me, he's like, I will always have your back. But then I don't feel like he actually did in many of the cases because Louis G, when he was making fun of me and stuff, he never said anything.
I think he's playing more of a game than he's actually letting on a little bit. But at the same time, though, he's fun, do you know what I mean? He's a laugh, so...
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
It's a game. It's a game show. Every time I watch this show or watch Big Brother and people comment, oh, I think they're playing the game now, it is a game show. It's there.
What'd you say?
So what if they play the game? It is a game. It's a game. So which one we want? That's what we want to see.
I mean, this year more so than ever, Rachel, it is a full-on game. What are you making of the gameplay that's going on?
Well, I mean, Thomas, in Latin, we
There
don't
we go.
speak... Sorry. There is a Latin saying, which is, nil nisi de mortuis nisi bonum. Don't speak ill of the dead. Now, this beautiful woman, adornment to the house, left the house, and you would expect Thomas, especially since she gave him her big coins, would actually be quite pleasant about her. No!
So, in his defence, he didn't know about the big coins at that time. But what you've said, Anna-Amelia, is obviously he said, I've got your back in here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's obviously, look, you're entitled to your opinion. Everyone's
Yeah.
entitled to their own.
Yeah.
But I can imagine, I mean, if that was me and I saw someone talking about me who'd said
I
that to me,
felt
I'd probably
hurt.
be a bit like, oh.
Yeah,
It was a bit
that's
like,
basically what it was. I understand the game bit, and I even said when Louis G gave me that bankruptcy coin, I was like, I'm not mad at him for that. It's just about how you do things. It's like,
Fair point.
you don't have to do it in that way. You can do it, but be kind-hearted.
Scott,
yeah.
very
I say
quickly.
you say it's a game show, but the ones who play the games never really win the show. Do you know what I mean? It's the ones who are real.
I think this series, more so than ever, though, the ones that will play the game will probably be the ones that are sitting in the final. Just trust me on that one. But that's what our panel think. But what do they know, right? Let's be fair. I want some professional insight into what's really going down in that house. It's time for... I'm nearly done. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the one and only Dave Judy Jane! Well, lots happened since you were last round.
I was excited last week. I'm like doubly excited this week. I don't know if you've noticed, we've got outbreaks of nose picking and nail biting going on. That's suppressed aggression. That's self-attacks. That means that they're actually wanting to attack one another. So it's really about to kick off in there.
Well, we've seen our first housemate take that long old walk across the garden, up the stairs, out the house. But with 12 housemates still remaining, there is everything to play for. Now, before we start, one of the housemates has given old Judy here a bit of a run for her money. Have a look at this.
In a sense, I've been proved right and the other housemates have seen what he's about now. And I called this early doors. And now even his best mate, Isaac, has switched on him because of the way he's behaving towards me and towards other housemates. He's not a nice person. And I've been proved right again. I called it early doors. I'm right again. Maybe I am psychic. Maybe I am.
So, crossing back from Sally Morgan, what are you making of that? I mean, Lewis F, he really analysed this situation.
Full respect, and he speaks 3 times more quickly than I do. I've got no idea what he's saying half the time. To do it at that speed is just amazing. No, he's pretty accurate sometimes as well, and accurate about himself as well, which is quite unusual.
Well, look, let's talk about this weekend's...
Oh, sorry, we're mirroring. Sorry.
Oh, I like the mirror, look. It's because you're my icon, Judy James. You really are. I love you. What are you making of this weekend's dramas, the events that have gone on? I love the fact you've brought your own notes, which always thrills me.
These are his notes. I love it because what's happened with those hideously difficult and complex tasks and games, they've got cognitive confusion. They don't know whether to be good people, bad people, devious people, screw on...
Do you think that's because of the game that Big Brother set?
Oh, absolutely. And I think they're gradually realising that, you know, they can be quite devious and still be admired in there. But what that's leading to is one of the most complex power structures we've ever had in there.
In what
so
respect?
You've got Akeem is house leader, without doubt. He's the guy that if you were on an away day team building course, you'd want him to be getting you to make the raft. I mean, he's really good, he's really fair, a really nice guy.
I bet he makes a lovely raft.
I bet his rafts are amazing. But then underneath that, you've got the wannabe alphas, the failed alphas, which is Louis G and Isaac. And it's quite hilarious watching. Louis G actually has the most power in that house because he's got this juvenile power of being really, really annoying. You don't want that aimed at you. And so he touts that around and uses that as his power. He's like Stephen Bear, looky-likey, mixed up with Nicky Graham. And he's even got a bit of Perez Hilton thrown in there.
He's got a bit of everything going on there. He definitely seems to be strutting around that house like he owns it at the weekend. We need to talk about Mincegate. Let's have a look at this.
Right, leave my mince alone.
Listen. Big Brother just said you've cross-contaminated everything. You can't eat this. No, it's all cross...
What are you doing?
Lewis,
oh, my God! Oh, my
Lewis,
God!
it's been...
Why did you get involved? my God!
You would have been poisoned, bro.
Oh my God! Oh. Sorry, man, Beth. I got on to you last night. Sorry, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, no worries, mate. Sorry about that.
I appreciate you so much for coming up and apologise. Means a lot.
Cross-contamination. That's what I'm going to buy about. He wasn't too happy with them chucking it all in the bin, even though Big Brother said to Akeem, which Akeem did try and explain to him, he wasn't having any of it. But then, fast forward to the morning after, I'm sorry, I apologise, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. What do you make of it?
That guy's acting all the time. I don't think we've seen anything natural in there at all.
Really?
Oh, he wasn't really like... What he was doing, he was using it as another excuse to splay and try and look like an alpha, and he does pit-bearing. I mean, part of that, oh, my God, and I saw him look in the mirror to check he was doing it OK. It's that pit-bearing is an act of, I'm more powerful than you are. So that's strutting and splaying that he was doing. I don't think he could care less. He would never have eaten that food anyway. And that hug, can I just say, and my finger is out now.
She's got her finger out!
That hug was not genuine, and I love the way that he went up and he, again, he used his height, put his arm around Akeem, smacked him quite hard on the shoulder. That was very powerful and controlling. Akeem pulled away quickly, and then Akeem then took control of the hug, but he kept his face out the way, and then they both slapped one another. Then they did that kind of power shake. That is not resolved at all.
So there's clearly friction there, and Akeem knows it, he's probably banked it.
And Big Brother are making it worse because they keep making Akeem do all these, you know, you're the one that's got to tell him about the mints. You've got to act like house prefect. That's going to rub him up against him.
Sorry about it. Tonight, though, we did see Louis G fall out with his bestie in the house, Isaac, over a conversation whilst nominations were actually taking place. Bit bad timing, here's a reminder.
This is good. I can feel tension building in here, and I'm starting to like it.
What, between me and you? Yeah, you like that? No, you got no mates in here.
I never did. I had acquaintances. I had housemates. Sorry, I got housemates. That's what they're called.
Now, again, Isaac got really riled up about that.
He did.
We then see them make up over a glass of little red wine in the garden. What do you make of that situation? Is it any different to the Akeem situation, do you think?
I mean, they're both thwarted alphas, so what they did, because they knew they'd never get alpha role, if you noticed, Isaac suddenly went from adult when he first went in into this kind of boyish... Do you remember when he sat down, it was disgusting, he went, oh, what do you think of the pussy in this house? I thought, my God, you've gone into Jurassic Alpha.
It always makes me go funny when Judy James says pussy.
I've got 3 at home, actually.
You've got what?
3 at home.
God, that's a trick. Good tell you. Judy's got 3, apparently. I like you.
Yeah,
make a lot of money with him.
No. I'm not going to say anymore. Oh, the microphone's dropped off there.
Don't worry about
so he changed... Isaac, when he takes his glasses off, he goes into that sort of juvenile state as well. And he bonded with him by changing his own state, but then he got rejected, so the glasses go back on, he goes into adult state. But he was strutting, and you can see exactly where it hit him hard. He got up from the sofa when they were having the start of the argument and immediately grabbed... front bottom, I don't know, what do you want me to call it? But he grabbed his willy. He started willy waving, and that's very much a case of, you know, you've affected my
You're being saucy tonight, Judy James. You really are.
These are proper legitimate.
I believe you. I've seen the paperwork. I believe her. Let's talk about Lewis F for a second, because he highlighted that Kay was laughing along with Louis G when she had a little bit of a breakdown afterwards. What did you make of Kay's reaction? I know we can see bits of it going on now. What did you make of her reaction, like, you know, to get really upset, say, I want to leave the house, I don't want to be portrayed as this?
You know me, when somebody says they want to leave, they should go on an ejector seat straight away. I'm not buying this stuff. I mean, how many times did she say, I'm a nice person, I'm like a little fairy, I'm like this, that and the other? She was actually changed her state into that state with Bunches as well, when Louis G went very childlike. But the trouble was, when somebody's sitting there going, oh, you know, this house is too toxic and I'm too nice, you're actually insulting every other housemate in the house. And it's very attacking, and I think we saw it tonight, bitching against Cameron as well. So
I mean, it does sound like the power structure has definitely been put into place in there. Who do you think holds the most physical power in that environment?
Akeem, but I think he's going to get whittled away.
But do you
and
think
I
that's because of his total of Bitcoin?
No, I think he's just a nice guy, and he's got a very almost paternal way of speaking. You know, when he said to the group, "Don't rise to the bait," you know, he's got that kind of power. But as I say, Lewis has got the kind of power just to sort of intimidate people. But I think Cameron's growing in power as well. Yeah.
He is. I think he is growing in there. Yeah. And I think as well, what we've seen over the weekend, he's getting a lot more comfortable in that house as well, where he maybe be able to feel that he can really be himself and relax in that house.
There's a lot more to come out with Cameron. I think he's very intelligent. I think he's actually quite strategic. I'm really enjoying watching him, actually. I think he's good. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I enjoy listening to you. I love you. Jenny James, everyone. A lovely jacket again, it really is. All right, don't go anywhere, because after the break, I've got some more exclusive house action for you to have a munch on. Plus, we're going to be having a tasty debate about nom-nom-noms. I'll see you straight after this. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Now, we've been the main show's very good friends since 2011, but... Actually, come to think of it, don't tell the main show, but like Lewis G, they're just more of an acquaintance. Soz, guys! But we've got just about enough time to squeeze out another big one, and I'm talking exclusive. I'm talking exclusive! Stop it, please. Phil, it's Monday. This one is huge. It's nominations reveal!
This is Big Brother. There are 3 housemates nominated for eviction this week. They are, in alphabetical order, Isaac.
What?
And Lewis F. And Lewis G.
Interesting.
Housemates are now free to leave the living room.
Just an initial fucking surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, I was surprised about you, honestly. What did you do to make anyone nominate you? I don't get that, but, you know, don't let that all affect you. You can't. That's the worst thing to do.
I don't know, I'm not really bothered, man. If I'm going to get voted out, I'm going to get voted out to the public at the end of the day. I guess Lewis got what he wanted. You'll find out who the best Lewis is.
Oh, God, the irony.
That's what he's going to start tonight. I've got that for the rest of the week now.
Oh, I love Big Brother's voice. Well. Sorry, that's Friday. We saw in tonight's show the housemates nominated for the very first time. We nominations. And if your name was Lewis, you were having a right old mare. Lewis G received 8 noms. Lewis F received 6. They'll, of course, be joined by Isaac, who proves to be the least popular housemate in the secret viewers nomination, as voted for by you. But as we know, Big Brother has another twist in store. We're going to be getting onto the game changer in just a minute. But first, let's talk about some of them noms. To quote Lewis G, there's only room for 1 Lewis in that house. Sophie, which Lewis would you prefer to stay?
I really like Lewis F. I just think he's a really nice lad, but I think Lewis G is obviously the guy who's bringing all the entertainment. And it's a bit one of them, like, the love to hate, isn't it? If he was gone, then I think it wouldn't be as entertaining, if I'm honest.
You think?
But Lewis F is just a nice lad, but nice doesn't...
He's nice enough.
Yeah.
I think Lewis F's like, he's lost his shine. He went in there so cool and like vibrant, now he's just literally lost his soul. Do you know what I mean?
In his dressing gown that looks like a camel coat. I'm living for that dressing gown. Yeah, every time I think, where's he going? It's a dressing gown. I thought it was going out. The 2 Lewises actually nominated each other. Lewis F didn't mince his words. Mince? No. It's Monday. He spoke really quickly, but we think we got the gist. Do we think Lewis G's intention to provoke and intimidate Lewis F is exactly what he's doing? He's intending to do that, Rachel?
Lewis G reminds me of one of my children, I must admit. Any attention is, even bad attention, is better than no attention. But actually, you can see he's got this little lost boy thing going on in his eyes as well. He's actually all right.
Yeah,
but he's playing a bad guy.
And Amelia, you've been in there. Why are them 2 clashing? I mean, you've had your clashes with Lewis F.
Yeah. I think that because they're both very intense people. It was the same with me. I am an intense person, so therefore we would clash. And I think it's
But they're intense in 2 very different ways.
Yeah, I know, but it's the whole alpha thing. Like, I think that Lewis F still has a chip on his shoulder when Lewis G first came in launch night and said, there's only room for one Lewis. I think it's still sitting on
Do you know what? It's really weird that you say that, because now you have said that, I think Lewis F does seem like that type of guy, that he would bank something like that.
Absolutely.
And it might play on his mind a lot.
Absolutely. He's an overthinker as well.
On the other hand, though, Lewis G, along with several others, said Lewis F is isolating himself from the group. So we have seen this, haven't we? He does like to have his little bit of alone time.
Yeah, he does, but then I think, like you said, he is a bit of an overthinker anyways, and he's just sitting there in the corner, but he just needs to get involved a little more. And like I said, I do think he's a nice lad.
Scott, you said his shine's gone. Do you think if he does get involved a bit more, he can survive?
I just don't think he's connecting with anyone in there at all, on any level. I don't know if he's a lad's lad. I don't know if it's the right way to describe him, but I just feel like he's...
Very quickly, did you end up meeting up with Kirstie Alley and sleeping with her?
You know what?
Just need to ask.
You know what? I think it was like a Monday night when that tweet came through. I was shocked, you know. I was like, what? Right?
Could it happen?
What? Oh, anytime.
Forget the show. This is what I want to say. Let's get back to noms. Both Kennelly and Isaac received 3 nominations. Isaac nominated Kennelly for being OTT and trying too hard. Sophie, you're never one to be OTT. Is that how you would describe Kennelly?
Nah, I don't think she's OTT at all. I think she needs to put the OTT. Yeah. And if not, I'll go in there and show what OTT is.
Do it, Gary!
Just saying. Just saying.
Lewis G, though, said she doesn't bring much to the table. And Amelia, you've been in there. Does she bring anything to the house?
I think she's fun to be around. She is a ray of sunshine. She really is. And she does have that really mature side to her, which is really interesting. So it's... I like her.
You like her?
I like Kennelly, yeah.
Well, there was 4 housemates that received 1 nomination. Cameron, Kay, Sean and Thomas. Cameron basically nominated Kay for just being vegan. And Kay nominated Cameron for not enjoying himself enough. And Amelia, did you see the beef, sorry, tofu, between Kay and Cameron coming?
I like that.
Thank you.
Yes. Well,
You did?
Well, I can understand it. Let's put it that way, because they are both very intelligent.
Yes, they're both very intelligent. You're right.
In my humble opinion, I think both of them are playing a game.
Oh.
So therefore, yeah. So therefore, you know, it will
Barbara
be.
perked up then. She went, oh, it's a game.
So, you know, because it is a game, as
Yeah.
everyone is agreeing on. So I think, you know, it's almost like chess. They're trying to, like, okay, I want to take your queen.
And sometimes they just play chess.
Yeah,
Scott, were you surprised that Sean nominated Thomas? I mean, I know, obviously, what Amelia said tonight about Thomas, and I'm a bit surprised that he spoke about me like that. But from what we've seen as viewers, you know, the house seemed to really like Thomas.
Yeah, I think the viewers do as well, but to be fair, now you've said it, I just feel like there is elements of him that's playing a game a little bit, and I feel like...
But what type of game do you think?
I think everyone's playing a game this year. Even I love Cameron, but I feel like it's like a strategy for everyone this year. And I just feel like he's hiding behind his comedy a little bit. And maybe, do you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I've always sat with you in the green room, so I don't know.
Jesse J.
I'm involved in everything. What is going on?
Come on, Jesse J. It's all about a price tag. Well, listen, we're going to be talking about noms in just a second, but as I've said, we've been talking about the Game Changer. Now, the Game Changer comes into play tomorrow in real time, the results of which will be seen in Wednesday night's show. Now, here at Bots, I like to think that we are, you know, a public service. That's what we are. So if you could kindly pay attention, would you take that, darling? I will kindly now explain how the aforementioned Game Changer twist will work. Thank you, Nick. The Game Changer will see 6 housemates compete for the chance to save one of the housemates currently facing eviction. Now, the group competing will include the 3 nominated housemates and the richest housemate, which in this case is Akeem. Akeem will then have to choose 2 more housemates to compete alongside them, thus making 6. The housemate who is declared the winner of the Game Changer will have the opportunity to save 1 nominee from the public vote. They can choose to save themselves if they're nominated, or another housemate. Alternatively, they can leave the nominations exactly how they stand. Do we understand? And that's the Game Changer! Look at that! Well, listen, that is going to be happening in real time tomorrow. You can see that all on Wednesday night's main show. But let them games begin. A great chat tonight. Give yourselves all a round of applause. A massive thank you to my brilliant panel, Sophie, Scott, Rachel and Anna. James. I'm going to be back tomorrow night at just after 11. I'm joined by Mara Dubois. Nadia Sawala's going to be here, and that one's pal Nathan Henry. Plus, we've got the next episode of our fashion series. Say yes to Tomas' dress. Until then, night-night.